I stopped driving my sister's stepkids to school every single morning for 2 years. The day she told her new husband I basically don't have a real job anyway. All three missed first period that same day. So some context. My sister Dana got remarried about 2.5 years ago to this guy named Marcus. He seemed fine at first. Decent enough, kind of quiet, kept to himself. They moved into a house about 6 minutes from me, which at the time felt like good news. Dana has 2 kids of her own from her first marriage, and Marcus brought one into it. So 3 kids total. 11, 9, and 8. And the school they all go to is about 4 minutes from my apartment, which meant I was basically on the way. It started casual. Dana texted me one morning saying her car was in the shop. Could I grab the kids? I said sure. That was fine. That was a Tuesday. By the following month, it was every day. I should say I work from home. I do freelance design work, websites, branding, that kind of stuff. I keep weird hours sometimes. I don't wear a suit. I don't commute. To a lot of people in my family, that apparently reads as doesn't really do anything. But I was doing fine. Good clients, steady income, my own schedule, which yes meant I had some flexibility in the mornings. And for whatever reason, I let that flexibility become someone else's convenience. The routine was, I'd be at Dana's at 7:40 a.m., sometimes 7:35 if Marcus had an early shift. I'd wait while the kids finished breakfast or found their shoes or couldn't locate a permission slip. Dana would wave from the kitchen holding a coffee mug. Marcus would already be gone or barely say anything on the way out. Then I'd drive all 3 to school, sign them in if they were close to late, and head back home. 2 years. Give or take a few holidays, and 1 week I was actually out of town for a client. I never asked for gas money. Dana never offered. Marcus definitely never offered. It just became the thing I did because I was there, and it was easy, and no one else was going to do it. Here's the part I didn't know until a random Thursday afternoon. I was dropping something off at my mom's house. Dana was there, and Marcus had stopped by for some reason. I parked out front, and they were on the porch. The front window was cracked. I wasn't trying to listen, I was just walking up, and I heard Marcus say something like, "Why can't you just drive them? You're off by 8 anyway." And Dana said, and I'm being exact here because I replayed it a few times, "I'd rather not. It's fine. He doesn't really have a real job anyway. It's not like he's losing anything." And Marcus laughed. That was it. That was the whole thing. I stood there on the sidewalk for a second. Then I walked up, knocked, went inside, dropped off what I was dropping off. We talked for maybe 15 minutes about nothing. I was completely normal. They had no idea I'd heard any of it. I drove home. I sat in my car in the parking garage for a while, and I decided I was done. No text, no call, no explanation. I just didn't show up the next morning. 7:40 came and went. My phone buzzed at 7:48. Dana. I let it go to voicemail. She called again at 7:52. Then Marcus called from a number I didn't have saved but figured out pretty fast. I ignored that too. Then Dana texted, "Hey, where are you? Kids are gonna be late." I didn't respond. She called again at 8:05. I sent it to voicemail. At 8:14 she texted, "They missed first period. What happened? Are you okay?" I waited until about 10 a.m. and texted back, "I'm fine. I just can't do the morning thing anymore." She called immediately. I picked up that time. She wanted to know what was going on. Was something wrong with my car? Did something happen? Her voice was that specific kind of annoyed that's trying to sound worried. I said, "Nothing happened. I just decided to stop." She said, "You can't just stop. I need to figure out the morning situation." And I said, "Yeah, you probably should. You've got time. It's not like I was doing anything important anyway." Silence. She said, "What does that mean?" I said, "You know what it means." She denied it for a while, then said I was being oversensitive, that Marcus was just frustrated in the moment, that I should have said something instead of just disappearing on 3 kids who had nothing to do with it. I told her she was right, that the kids had nothing to do with it, and I still felt bad about their first period, and I wasn't her personal favor to cash in because my schedule looked flexible from the outside. She hung up. Marcus texted me 2 days later. One line. That was a real mature move. I didn't respond. It's been 6 weeks. Dana found a carpool situation with a neighbor. The kids are getting to school fine. She hasn't apologized. Marcus definitely hasn't apologized. My mom asked me what happened and I told her the short version. She said I should have just talked to Dana directly instead of going silent. She's probably not wrong about that. But honestly, I don't lose any sleep over the 6 weeks part. I lose a little sleep over the 2 years part.